Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Tales from a Polk County Girl. This is Corey, and right now you are looking at my menu board and my menu planning setup, and this is what we're going to be going through. I'm going to apologize right now for any shakiness of the camera. I am holding my phone. But when it comes to how I meal plan for my family, there are 3 lists. 1, 2, 3 that I use, and I work right to left. So the first list you're gonna make, and I got this idea from, I cannot remember the YouTube channel, and the video itself has been privatized, unfortunately, but it was called the Anti-Meal Plan. And this homemaker makes 4 lists of meals. 1 is quick meals. This is anything that, can be thrown together in 30-45 minutes or less, unlike a weekday. Longer weekday meals, so stuff that might take an hour and a half max. Weekend meals, so stuff that would be better off, to make on the weekends. And I call it 6-hour meals because I don't do any of the holiday meals yet. That hasn't been handed off to me. So this is anything that needs to go in the smoker. My ribs take hours and all that. So that's the first thing you're going to do, is you're going to make a list of all the types of meals your family actually likes. That is the trick. Don't just write down, oh yeah, this, and this. If your family don't like it, don't write it down. This is all about making your life easier, pumpkin. So once you've got that done, you can pause this video if you need to, or just take some notes. The next list we're going to do, move over to the middle, it's called my pantry and freezer inventory. This is not an extensive inventory of everything that is in my pantries and freezers. This is everything that can be used to make a meal. So I have an F next to it for freezer. FR means freezer rescue, meaning it's leftovers that we've frozen that we can pull out on short notice and maybe have a quick meal. See how that works? So I just make a list, mainly of the meats, any spice mixes, any pastas or starches. Like, I buy rice in 50-pound bags and store it in half-gallon mason jars. And this is how I keep track of how many jars I have. I use numbers, not tally marks, for a reason as we get down below. So like here with bags of, where's my finger? There it is. Bags of chicken breasts. Once I've used up a bag, I just put the check mark through it. That way I know whatever the next number is, I now have 2 bags. So like if we were to go back up to half-gallon jars of rice and say I had more of these checked off, I would know how many half-gallons I have. And I also know that when I get down to a gallon of rice or 2 half-gallon jars, I need to buy more rice. All right, and this is, again, if it has a P next to it, it's in my pantry. If it's an F, it's in the freezer. If it's an FR, it's a freezer rescue. Yeah, and then I fold this up because it goes up on the back. And we bought some pork ribs over the weekend, so I've added that to my inventory. Again, this is not an extensive list. This really isn't. And then from these 2 lists, and having an idea of what is in your fridge that needs to be used is also helpful, which brings us to our 3rd list. This is what I mainly meal plan off of. I set up, here, let me grab, hold on. There, that way, hopefully I don't make anybody seasick. This is what August looked like, and I was going to reuse it for September since we didn't cross a lot off, and then I didn't like how messy it looked. So just put that back over on my counter. So the way I meal plan is I look at my calendar, and I look at what days do I know we have something going on, something special that I may not have to worry about food for my family. So like today is September 6th. So We're 6 days into the month. On Sunday, we had a birthday party for my niece, so I didn't know how much we were going to eat there and if we were just going to need a light snack in the evening. Next week, I'm working the evening reference shift, so my husband and son will be down at my in-laws for dinner those 2 nights. Those are 2 nights that we don't have to worry about having food ready. And on the 30th, that is my husband and my wedding anniversary, so we will be going out somewhere. So, September has 30 days in it, yes. And there are 4 days that I know we won't have to, in theory, need to make a dinner. So, 30 minus 4 is 26. I could have only made a list of 26 meals. As you can see, I went ahead and made a list of 30 meals. Just because. I got to like 27, and I'm like, I'm just going to go for 30. The first couple of meals on my list are stuff that I can always make. We always have pancake mix. We always have bacon. We usually have everything for keto salad, avocado toast, BLTs, fried egg sandwiches, pantry nachos, quick vegetarian tacos. That just means it's just refried beans and stuff and cheese. And then I just started going down, and based on my pantry and freezer inventory, I just started making a meals list. If it has something written next to it, like for ground beef enchiladas, the only thing I need for that is beef. So that is something I would be willing to put on my grocery list for that meal. And, but everything else that is on this list, I have to make, I have in the house. I can make everything else on this list. So, in theory, except for like produce and milk, I should not need to go to the store, right? It's a lovely theory. But I also have a shopping problem when it comes to food deals. I'm working on it. Now, one thing I do want to point out is the numbers next to this. This does not mean, okay, today's the 6th, we're having pantry nachos tonight. No, we actually had pantry nachos, where is it? On Tuesday. There are some leftovers, so actually, ironically, we're probably having leftover nachos tonight. I'll get to that in a second. But this does not mean on the 11th, we're having venison pork meatloaf. This is just the number so that when I'm making my list and I know, okay, 30 days in September, so I should make a list of 30 meals. Or you could take out the days that you know, okay, the food is covered on these days, and then only make a list of like 26 meals. It's completely up to you. Something else I do, we never use all the meals on this list. And you want to know why? I'm going to pan up to my lovely menu board. This is just like that calendar whiteboard thing. I'll talk about this list in a moment, but you can kind of see it on this week and on last week and this week. I normally meal plan Saturday to Friday, which means last Friday, actually, I will have meal planned. Okay, so we had steak, mashed potatoes, and veggies. We had the birthday party on Sunday, so I think we just had light snacks. We had Monday, we had leftover pork tenderloin from last Sunday. I know that's pushing it. Some people might be like, oh my God, I can't believe you had leftovers in the fridge that long. We lived. Everybody do what you need to for your own household. Tuesday, we had pantry nachos. Wednesday is typically what I call Bits Picnic. Now, Bits Picnic is when you take your largest cookie sheet and you put all the cut veggies, the cut up fruit, chips and dip, pita and hummus, pretzels and hummus, whatever, and you put a big beach towel out on the living room floor, and you guys watch a movie. Or you watch a show, a family-friendly show. So that's something we do on Wednesdays. My husband typically has a big lunch on Wednesday, so he doesn't eat a lot Wednesday night. So this was a good way of making sure everybody ate without cooking a heavy meal that my husband wasn't going to eat. Now, normally Thursdays and Fridays, we'll say L1 and L2. Last Friday was a celebration night, so we had pizza rolls and movie night. Last night, on the 5th, we got invited over for pizza at my in-laws. So tonight is leftovers, and I will start meal planning for the coming week later today, possibly tomorrow, because we're going to a couple different stores tomorrow, because we've got some stuff on the list. Like I said, I don't need to go to these stores, but I haven't been to these stores in a few months. So it's just something like pantry stock up stuff, like pasta. But normally Thursday and Friday is leftovers from whatever we've had on Saturday through Tuesday. Okay? And that is how I meal plan. Now, this notes area on this whiteboard, this is where I keep a list of all of the produce that mainly it's produce that needs to be eaten before it goes bad. Right now we have a bunch of avocados because we have a big Brogdon avocado tree in our yard, and we have a ton of avocados that need to be eaten. So I foresee a lot of guacamole, avocado toast, keto salad, in my future. All right, so I hope this helps you guys kind of get an idea on how to meal plan. Yes, it takes a little bit of effort up front, but mainly your meals list is pretty static. This is mainly just to remind you what you like. Your pantry and freezer inventory, hopefully you can maintain that. Like I said, it's not an extensive list. Like, I don't have on here that I have 4 jars of strawberry jam in my pantry inventory, because that's not going to be used to make a meal. So like I said, this is not an extensive inventory of what is in my pantry. And the meals list, yes, I usually do a meal for every day of the month, but that's just how my brain works. I like having options. If you find that too overwhelming, just okay, September has 30 days, plan 15 meals, and then just know that you're going to have like a Bits picnic day or a couple leftovers days. All right? Always try to eat your leftovers, and if you're somebody that doesn't like leftovers, then make smaller portions so that there's less food waste. Again, I'm sorry about how shaky and movie the camera has been, and I know I sound like I'm out of breath. I think I'm coming down with a cold, so I'm trying to get through this video without sneezing or coughing. But yeah, if you have any questions, please leave them down below, and thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.